Hey everybody. So, what's up? So yeah, today we're going to be taking apart some laptops and some hard drives. Just gonna revamp that and pretend like nothing happened, huh? Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, I just had to go there and refresh the stream just a tad. Yes. That is a tad upsetting. Oh, jeez. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. Oh, no. I made sure. Just Pineapple. If you just want to keep that mod status, please don't spam any more screenshots in here of that. Please don't do that. But I went and made sure to delete the old stream. Trust me. No, I have it so that it's. I already removed the video because I can go back and check live streams and make it private. So I fully went and got rid of that one. But yes, thank you so much for that, guys. Thumbs up, you know. Well, no issues. No issues here. Things happen. Things happen that you just can't account for, guys. You really just can't. You can't account for everything. You really can't. Why is the quality so poor right now on my stream? Is the quality really bad right now, Pineapple? Nope, it was looking really poor just now. But don't worry, went ahead and ah, boy. Life is a funny thing, huh? So, yes, back to properly. I'm gonna give it to you for, man, just don't worry. Let's just move on. Let's just move on, man. We're moving on to bigger and better things. Anyways, guys, if you're now jumping in the stream, my name is Logan. I'm the Techgician, and today I spent some time taking apart some hard drives and using the rest of the stream to actually take apart this laptop here to show you guys the internal components of this laptop. No comment there. Pineapple, you're just not appreciating that. You're just not appreciating me, man. You gotta appreciate me, please. Please appreciate me. Still gotta get that $5, remember? You still gotta get it somehow. I'm just playing, man. We're all good. Anyways, so what we pretty much covered earlier on in the stream before I cut myself and a bunch of other stuff kind of ensued. Yes, that's what it's about. Don't worry, stay happy. But anyways, Guys, if you weren't familiar with the difference between a hard drive and a solid state drive, we showed that the hard drive, this is a small hard drive that would have come out of a laptop similar to this. Let me show you real quick. I'm actually showing my face instead of showing you guys the stuff. Let me go ahead and show you that really quickly. Get the editor up so I can see everything that you guys are seeing. So right here, you would have seen this is where the RAM. Oh wow, just dropping my hard drive, guys. Please don't drop your hard drive. They will break. Yes, so this is the RAM sticks that go into here, and this is what holds the memory that your computer is going to be using for applications that you're currently running. It takes you haven't predicted your future. Don't worry. Don't worry. You're getting it. Don't worry, man. I'm going to give you it. Don't worry, man. But yes, these RAM sticks are random access memory is what it really stands for, and the reason it's random access is because it takes the memory that from your hard drive or your solid state drive from this disk right here. So whenever you run an application, it takes all the data that the software needs in order to run the application and puts it onto your RAM so that the application has ease of access to the memory so that it doesn't have to constantly keep going back to the hard drive. Now, the difference between a hard drive and a solid state drive, the reason I kind of ripped this bad boy apart, this is not something that I would recommend you doing. You're not going to be able to take your hard drive and plus see all of these fingerprints. That is pretty much the end of this hard drive. You're not supposed to get any oils or residues from your fingers on this, but I wanted to show you guys that it span. It does, just like that. So these guys are, the reason it's called a hard disk drive is because it has a disk. It is very similar to a record player. I'm not sure if you guys, were in here for the beginning of the early stream. We did have a little bit of slip up with the stream, but we're just trying to get through all the information we spoke about. So it's similar to a record player where the disc spins. This head right here reads and writes on the disc, and that is the moving components. Both the disc and the reader or writer are moving components, and that's the issue with hard drives. Well, not the issue, but the reason why solid state drives were a good competitor to them, because solid state drives do not have any moving pieces. They're not susceptible to having creating corrupt data as easy. They still can have corrupt data, but they're not as easy because of them not having any moving parts. So there's no issues where something may move outside of its own means, as in this reader here, or this disk, is programmed to move at a certain rate for a certain time and a certain time period. However, if it was to get hit or something like that, or fall down, and while it's reading and writing and moving, it may jump somewhere because of the impact, the external forces, and that will cause it to start to write or read from the wrong sector and can corrupt the data. Unfortunately, solid state drives, which are solid drives where there's no moving pieces, do not require moving hardware to read or write from the memory. So that's why they're A, faster, and B, more secure in a sense. Of course, you can still get faulty data and corrupt data on both of the drives. It is just a little bit easier in this day and age to corrupt your data with a hard drive. If you have a external hard drive that falls over, it is a hard disk drive. If it falls over from quite a height and it takes enough impact, especially if it's in the process of writing, like if you are writing a new song or a set of songs to this external drive, there's a chance that you can corrupt the data and lose all of the songs because it got hit, jumped, and the reader jumped to the wrong sector on the disk and started to write in the wrong area, or write somewhere that it shouldn't even have written. It could have possibly been somewhere that's holding even operating system files, which would affect the entire function, not operating system, but would be more driver files or stuff for the actual operation of the hard drive itself, and that will corrupt the entire drive. So that's that I wanted to show you guys, and this bad boy comes right here. Literally, to get this piece out was 3 screws, one here, and one here. Pop this bad boy out. I want to show you guys how easy it is to really get rid of to take out your hard drive and your RAM sticks after you're ready to dispose of your laptop. You don't want to keep these things in here. I'm going to go ahead and show you real quickly before we end the stream. Not real quickly, but before we end the stream, I'm going to show you how to clear the data off of these securely through software prior to actually going into taking your computer apart, taking these things, popping these out, and taking this bad boy off. Most of the time, guys, you're gonna just want to find a separate area. You may not have something that's built as easy as this. This laptop was built for ease of upgrading hard drives and upgrading RAM, so they put everything, all the memory, in one solid area. Most laptops of today are made in a similar fashion, so you guys wouldn't have to worry too much about that. But if not, all you're gonna have to do is do a quick little Google search for your laptop. You will find a sticker that's gonna have the model, the model number, and the name of the manufacturer. You're gonna type in that and the name of the manufacturer. In this case, it's Asus, and then the model number. In this case, it is 15G29N. You're gonna look up that, and then you're gonna find where to find the hard drive. And it's gonna pretty much show you most of the time. It's gonna be a set of it's gonna look really easy to find on the bottom side of the laptop. You're just gonna have to do a couple screws and get to it, and just, you know, maybe search one video of how to remove that. But other than that, these bad boys are not hard to find and not hard to locate and not hard to remove. Now, we were gonna go ahead and attempt to take out all the screws to show you guys the motherboard, which holds the CPU, the central processing unit, which is pretty much the brain of the computer. And just to give you guys an insight as to what that looks like, if you're not familiar with what it looks like on a laptop, personally, I am more familiar with what it looks like on a desktop machine. I'm pretty sure the motherboards are very similar and the processors are very similar, but I never really saw the full you know, internal view of a laptop, so I'm excited to see that now with you guys. Just got a lot of screws here to take, and I hope that, you know, at this point, finding this guy was really easy for me. This laptop I wasn't familiar with. I did not own this laptop. I have never taken a hard drive or RAM sticks out of here. One of my co-workers who would have gone and removed these hard drives and RAM, because when we process recycling from any of our clients, we make sure to take out the RAM and the hard drive, because as I just explained, you're not going to want to recycle any of this with data that you may already have on your hard drive or RAM, and that could, you know, expose you for whatever, you know, not expose you for whatever, but it can expose your personal information, and that's not what you want. Pineapple, I'm gonna see you tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in today, man. Don't worry, you're gonna get that gift. Confirm with me that your name on Steam is now Sleepy, please, before you head off. Confirm with me that it is Sleepy, because I did see that it changed from Pineapple to Sleepy, and I want to make sure I'm not sending this $5 Steam card to a random person other than yourself. It is saying that you're one of my friends, but I just want to make sure that you still have possession of that account. So let me know before you head off, unless you're already gone. If you've gone and I missed you, I'm gonna send it anyway, and a Sleepy's gonna get that $5 Steam card instead of you. But yes, guys, as I was saying, are you getting sassy? You getting sassy with me, Pineapple? You getting sassy? Don't worry, man. I just like to confirm these things regardless. I know that it is you that said to my friend, but I just want to make sure, because I don't want to upset you, man. I know you need that $5 gift card, and I do want to help you for your birthday. Help give you a little bit of joy on your birthday, man. I do appreciate you tuning into the stream. Next time, let's not take a screenshot of certain things. Alrighty, well, this bad boy just came off. Pretty much taking this whole bad boy apart. But yes, I will get that to you. Should get a notification of that in about, I would say, 40 minutes. Awesome. Alrighty. Laundred, you still in here? Or are you leaving with Pineapple? Gotta get a light on here, guys. These guys are connected with a SATA cable, and I want to show you underneath here, but I need to get these things out. Interesting day, man. You gotta jump on the stream and got quite of a surprise. Okay, well, that's definitely damaged. I just ripped that off. Okay. So, let's look at this bad boy here. Now, this is... I don't believe it. I don't believe it, Pineapple. I honestly, I'm stopping what I'm doing right now just to confirm that. I'm confirming that right now. Refreshing this page because it still says sleepy. Oh, it's gonna make me sign in again. No, you're too much. You're too much, man. Thank you for making sure. Thank you for letting me know for sure that it is you, man. I appreciate that. Okay. So, guys, I'm sure there was a better way to take this bad boy apart. But right now, I'm trying to find if this CPU is just integrated. But yeah, that's pretty much that motherboard right there. Show you guys. Sure if you can see everything. That is funny, man. I did appreciate the laughs today. So guys, that is pretty much the motherboard there. If you haven't seen one inside of a laptop, neither have I. I'm a little... This is the CD drive right here. A lot of laptops nowadays don't have these. Some more have external drives. This is the fan right here. So this, I'm assuming the CPU is close by, considering that the fan is to keep that as cool as possible. I don't see a heat sink anywhere on the CPU to kind of show. I'm trying to give you this, guys. Let me take this down so I give you guys a better vid. So that is the CD drive right here. And then this bad boy, that's all the motherboard. This is the fan right here. More just external battery stuff. All your peripheral devices. So this is your fast USB drive. This is an HDMI port. All this kind of... can you see what I'm showing you? Sorry. HDMI port, USB. But yeah, it looks pretty compact, to be honest. I'm trying to figure out where... Look how they made that bridge here. So guys, right here, if you can't see, this is where the hard drive is. The hard drive is underneath here. Remember, we took out the hard drive on that side. They made a bridge in order to connect the additional peripheral devices, as in for the other USB ports. These two right here, they kind of looking like a makeshift bubblegum wrapper right here to pipe from this side to this side. That's pretty cool that they would do that. Engineering. But I'm still trying to find where this CPU is. I'm assuming it's right down in here. But yeah, that's pretty much the inside of a laptop. Now, I've totally wrecked this laptop up doing that. So I'm not going to recommend that you're going to be dealing with your, this kind of stuff too much. But I just want to show you guys what it kind of looks like on the inside. I'm sure you assumed that it was a bunch of chips, but it's actually one central chip. This big guy right here is the motherboard. Your memory, stuff like that, which is being held here, and then underneath here, which is where the RAM is being held. All the stuff to make the connections to your USB ports, your HDMI ports, your USB, the fan to keep it cool, your CD drive, and then yes, the connections for the keyboard itself. These are the connections for the keyboard so that it can register keystrokes, which is really cool. Originally these two things are actually plugged in right there, but I pulled them out so that I can show you guys. But yeah, it's actually pretty cool. I've never seen the inside of one of these, so I was pretty interested in seeing it. I didn't expect that to have that kind of makeshift bridge for the additional USBs, but hey, if you can do it, they will do it. And I'm just hooking back up these SATA cables real quick for the keyboard. Even though this bad boy is being recycled, I don't want to completely destroy it in the process. But yes, so that's pretty much that. Yuppers. Now I know this bad boy is totally tanked. We did that just for, you know, educational purposes. All these other hard drives and stuff. Not gonna worry too much about that. All these other RAMs. I'm gonna put these bad boys to the side. But yes, guys, the main goal here that we wanted to learn was where to find our memory, because the point of this is to make sure that when you're disposing of your laptops or your desktops, in this case laptops for today, you're gonna want to get this memory out first. Sorry, not first, last. Now we're working a little bit backwards today. We're gonna show you what you're gonna have to do first. But let me put this bad boy together really quickly, just to do my fair share. Don't want this is actually a lot of screws, so this I may not do this right now. I'm probably not going to do this right now. For your guys' sake, I'm not going to put it back right now because I want to make sure that I get most of the stream time with you. So I'm not going to bother with putting that back right now. I'm going to put it back after the stream. Now, the only piece that I'm going to show you guys me putting back would probably be what you will actually have to take off will be this piece right here, which is what houses the two RAM sticks, which remember guys are holding your secondary storage, and then your primary storage, which is underneath this little shelving here. It's your hard drive, your hard disk drive that is holding all of your files, stuff that could be very personal to you that you're gonna want to make sure of properly disposing of before recycling your machine. Now let's go ahead and I'm gonna put these bad boys in. I just need 3 of these. And literally guys, I want to show you, to get that whole computer apart took me approximately maybe 4 or 5, let's see, 10, 20, 25 screws, but to get to the hard drive and the RAM only took me 3 screws, and that's usually depends entirely on the make and model of the PC that you're dealing of your PC or of your laptop, because you know some companies make it a little bit more easy for you to upgrade your hard drive space. And in this case, when I say upgrade, I mean like if you were to purchase this laptop, you know, it says it came with 250 gigs, 256 gigs of hard drive space. But if you wanted to upgrade to 1 terabyte, it would cost you $600 more because it's a laptop. But yet you could find a 1 terabyte hard drive, the same compatible size. You're going to have to Google the name of the maker of the model and the model number, which should be found on a sticker on the underside of your laptop, and look for compatible hard drives. You can, if you find a 1 terabyte compatible hard drive, guess what guys, you can literally take that out, unscrew these 3 screws here, and then put it back in. Did this? Okay. I'm not even right now. For some reason, I think I screwed a screw in. What would a woodchuck do if a woodchuck could chop wood? I screwed a screw in before putting the casing on, so that was not the best move. Unless I could be wrong. Yep, I did do that. Let me take this off really quick. This was for the housing for the hard drive. I'm gonna put this sucker back in there. And then put that back in there. Screw these 3 screws in here. And voila. You could have changed your RAM. You could have upgraded your RAM sticks to a little bit better, more RAM. Maybe just, you know, from a 6 gig stick to an 8 gig stick. That 2 gigs of RAM, guys, goes a long way. And boom, you could have upgraded that, upgraded your hard drive, and you would be done. Okay, so enough with that. Now, this is the battery. We're going to put that back later. I'm going to go ahead and put the majority of that back in a little bit. But for the meantime, let me go ahead and up this so that you guys can see the screen and all that other good stuff. I'm actually going to put it behind here. Sorry, guys. Okay, so I'm going to change this stuff up really quickly. So that's been done there. All right, I'm not gonna guys, usually I have my blue screen running so you don't, you know, you can only see me, but I'm actually just gonna do it like this for now, just so then, you know, to make sure that I have enough time to show you guys what I wanted to show you. This was the we did do an earlier search for that same laptop model that we took apart, and we found that there were compatible hard drives. You know, some may be extremely expensive, some not so expensive. You know, it's entirely up to what kind of size you're looking for. The larger, of course, is going to be more expensive. And if you're finding an older model, this, you know, this guy is probably like 4 or 5 years old. So to find a hard drive compatible with his will cost more than to just upgrade the machine. But in that, I'm just showing you guys the ease of you upgrading whatever it is that you're currently wanting to purchase or you currently have. If you wanted to purchase a new laptop and you realize that they, oh no, got any scratches on this table here. That's not cool. That's not cool from that laptop. I don't like that. But if you guys did want to, you know, buy a laptop that did come with, I don't know, 256 gigs, and you wanted to upgrade it to 500 gig hard drive, but they costed so much money to do that for them, the manufacturers, to do it on their part. Well, guess what? Buy it with the 256. Search the model, search the manufacturer's name, and look for compatible hard drives that you can then just do exactly what I did. Take out the hard drive that when you buy it and put in your 1 terabyte that didn't cost you $500 to get, may have costed you 60, 70 bucks to just get the hard drive, and guess what? You saved a lot of money and have just upgraded your laptop for a lot cheaper. So that's what we had done earlier, but I did want to show you guys that the safest way to recycle your machine before recycling it. Now, sorry, well, safest way to recycle your machine before you recycle it, yes. A little redundant, but yes. You're going to want to make sure that you remove all of the data from the hard drives even before taking them out and properly disposing of them. And by properly dispose of them, this setting it on fire is a great example. That is one way to really damage it. You know, it may still be possible for them to get data off, but it will be very minimal data at that point. But before you do that, a better bet and a safer bet for that is to just download a software that will rewrite over your hard drive. Now, your hard drive is pretty much filled with data that is written in zeros and ones, which is binary, which is machine. Not really machine language, is more computer binary language, which is a little bit less than machine language. Or is it machine language? Machine language is a little bit above that. Yes, so you're getting a little confused. Either way, it's the most core language for computers to understand because it kind of goes with electrical components. Either it's a 0 that it's on, or a 1 that it's on, or a 0 that it's off. That's how electrical components work. So they made the language that computers primarily use to understand what is going on as in zeros and ones. So the real way to properly clean and wipe a hard drive completely would be to rewrite over all of those ones and zeros that are randomly organized, you know, to actually host your data and rewrite them with I don't know, a fresh wipe of zeros, another fresh wipe of ones, and then zeros and ones. And that way it's not that it has been deleted, because deleting doesn't actually remove any of your data, guys. You may think that you just deleted your stuff, all your components. No, I can take that hard drive, anybody can take that hard drive and re-get most, if not all, of the data from it. The real way to make it difficult is to rewrite over the entire drive. So you rewrite the entire drive with zeros, you write the entire drive with ones, and then you rewrite the entire drive with zeros and ones. Now that is an extremely you know, intense process. Like, you could do it the crazy ways to make sure that it's completely foolproof. You know, it depends on what your organization, what data you hold, what personal data you have on it. It is entirely up to you on how far you want to take it on the deleting. Now there's a bunch of different programs and free software that do this for you. Now, Dban's Derek's Boot and Nuke is one of the crowd favorites. It completely wipes. Nuke is a great term for it because it completely nukes that drive, rewrites it numerous times to make sure that there is limited ways for them to get the data off it, the original data from it. Now, personally, for less intense data, you know, if you're not working for a government organization or something like that, that you can be really held accountable for data that could be lost. If it's just personal stuff that you know you don't want, you may not even get touched, but you just want to do your due diligence and get rid of it, guys, I highly recommend either PC Disk Eraser, but more than that, I recommend Eraser. Now, guys, this is literally on lifewire.com. You can type in best software for wiping a hard drive, and this kind of stuff will come up, but I do recommend Eraser. Now, if you guys are a little worrisome as to where to download these stuff, I recommend downloading most of my software. I download from CNET, download.cnet.com. You can just type in Eraser right here and it will come up. It is going to be the one that is made from Heidi Computers, so you're going to want to look for the manufacturer, the program developer for that. Oh my gosh, this guy's head scared me just now. I didn't realize it was an ad and he just popped out of nowhere. It was a little frightening. But besides that, you're gonna want to just download this. I can just actually, you have to download it from the external website, so it's gonna take you. Don't worry, CNET SourceForge.net is also pretty safe to download from. I by pretty, I mean safe. Doesn't get much more safe than that. Now I'm gonna look to see if there is an Eraser portable version. Now I'm gonna. Sorry about that, guys. I had to mute the site. Eraser portable. Maybe they have a portable version of it. Now, guys, if you're not familiar with portable downloads, you install them, but they do not install onto your machine permanently. They are just there temporarily. I think they install onto your secondary storage, if I'm not mistaken. We were just talking about that RAM stick, guys. Pull up a RAM stick. Boom. Old boy. But yeah, they do right there. So we're going to check the Eraser portable. We're going to download this bad boy now. I'm just going to show you guys what it's all about. I am not going to run this on my hard drive, obviously, because I'm not trying to erase the stuff. But I want to show you guys how easy it is to make yourself feel a little bit more secure. And if you weren't aware of this, you haven't kind of just getting rid of your old laptops. I know I am famous for doing that. For my original first couple laptops, I've gone through maybe 6 laptops in my lifetime, and towards only the last 4 where I really keen on completely wiping and formatting my hard drive so that there was nothing on it, so that when I would just give it away or recycle it, that there was no way that anybody can get my information off that and use it against me and in any form or fashion. But don't be worried. Now you know. Now you can move forward with that right idea. And if it's Black Friday is right around the corner next week, much closer than that. If you're gonna be interested in going to Best Buy and buying yourself a new laptop, you're gonna at least now you know what methods you're gonna need to take to completely wipe your older machine before you recycle it, sell it, or whatnot. Deleting. I'm gonna emphasize it again. Right clicking and deleting files does not get rid of anything. Even if you empty your recycle bin. That's a famous thing that I've been told on numerous occasions. Guys, if I just empty the recycle bin, there's nothing in there. It's not like that. So don't worry. Sorry. So you need to worry. But yeah, sorry about that. So yeah, what I was saying is well, I kind of lost my train of thought there. Oh no, it's not gone. It's not gone. It's gonna come back. It's gonna come back. Either way, I'm gonna install this. It's not a. I'm gonna run Eraser Portable. I want to see. I'm gonna show you guys This is super easy to run. You're gonna task it. I'm trying not to make sure that I go and run this by mistake. A new task. All right. So here you go. What am I writing? Oh, I mean, what am I typing? Yeah, I'm just typing to my Microsoft Teams, to my coworkers or whatever, just responding to other stuff at the same time. Got to multitask, Laundred. Got to multitask, my brother. But yes, so I thought you were about to say, what am I writing onto my hard drive? I was going to be a little concerned there. Did I write something on there? But it's really easy to run. You're just going to download the portable, Eraser Portable. You're going to go to File. Right here at the top left, you're going to see New Task. And this is what you're going to be looking for. Unused space? No, I want the entire drive. How do I get it to not do that? I think it was... I don't want to use the unused space. I'm pretty sure. This is the scheduler. But yeah, so you're gonna pretty much run that on. You're gonna select your C drive, which is most likely what your hard drive is gonna be. It depends entirely. If you're not familiar with what it may be, you can pull up this here. Let's see my PC real quick. And as you can see, a lot of my storage is on my my C drive, which is what I'm should be technically wiping right now. I'm not gonna wipe it because, as you can see, I have 257 gigs on it, and that's about halfway full, and I'm not gonna be wiping that anytime soon. But yeah, you'll select this. You're gonna run OK, and after that, it's gonna ask you. I don't want to select OK. Oof. I'm not a fan of this portable version either. But yes, you're gonna want to consider using one of these softwares, whether or not it's the Nuke and Boot, Eraser. Another good one is going to be Kill Disk. Is also PC Disk Eraser. This is very basic, and you're just gonna select the drive that you want to wipe and continue. You're gonna go next. I just don't want to wipe it, and it messed me up. That's not what I want. And I think I just closed it, and because it's portable, it's not going to open back up. But yes, regardless, you're going to want to follow some of these. You may just need to Google the software that you're running, or let me know the software that you're running, and we can look into it as to how to go about erasing all your data. But there are over 40 different software here that you guys can use, and most of them are going to be free, if not all of them. Continue reading. Disk wipe, hard wipe, secure eraser. Look at these. They pretty much are all the same thing. PC shredder. And they're all pretty much going to do, they're not deleting stuff. If you think that they're they're deleting what your files, they're pretty much just writing over your files. So if that's a big misconception, and it was also a misconception for me for a long time when I was growing up, is that I just thought if you deleted your files, you were getting rid of them, and the truth was you really weren't, because it was just writing over your files, or pretty much deleting them until and then having that space to be dedicated for the next time you create a new file. It would write over that space, so the space would be considered as deleted as free space. But if someone with the real intentions wanted to search your hard drive and find that data, guess what? They will be able to find that data. And a good little stipend here, or a good little move over, is to show you guys a little video. I'm not sure if you are familiar with Linus Tech Tips. He has hundreds of videos regarding technology, so if you guys aren't familiar with him, he is pretty cool. I do recommend giving him a watch or a subscribe. He does have over 7 million subscribers, so he is very well known. Now I'm going to kind of fast forward through this video as much as possible to show you guys to kind of show you what he's talking about here. So he goes to a $2 million clean room, which is Drive Savers, which is, I think they're located somewhere in California, is the biggest hard drive or memory recovery company in the world, and they're dedicated to getting memory back from things that, you know, were wrongfully disposed of, whether or not it may be someone that tried to get rid of things that, you know, in some cases they even have murder cases that they've helped solve because they were able to get data off of these hard drives that people tried to completely erase. Now, that is why I'm trying to show you guys, if you thought that just deleting something and just clearing your hard drive or just clearing your recycle bin was enough, it is not. You are going to want to use at least one of the softwares that I've been recommending, guys. You're going to want to use some of these software here, and finding PC Shredder, finding a quick guide as to how to use them is very simple. You can literally say, how do I use PC Shredder in Google, and it will let you know how to use Eraser to wipe my hard drive in Google, and it will let you know how. I'll walk you through the steps. If you guys want to learn more about that, we can go ahead and do that today as well. If we have enough time, I'm going to go over on the stream a little bit because we had a little bit of complications today, so I'm going to go over on time. So don't worry, we're not going to be ending exactly at 4 o'clock. But yes, if people want to get your data, guys, they will. I can't tell, Laundrette, if that is a joke, you know, entirely true, some truth to that, or if it's just completely a joke. But hopefully you could tune in tomorrow. We're going to be doing cryptocurrency. I may have some talker. I may be able to bring an interviewee. Sorry, I'll be the interviewer into the stream, and we'll be able to talk about some cryptocurrency. Hopefully we'll be able to do that tomorrow. So if you're not familiar with crypto and you want to learn about what is crypto and get into, you know, mining crypto or learning about blockchain technology, we'll be doing that tomorrow. So tune in at 1:30. Oh, don't worry, I forgot a lot of things as well. But if you are interested in cryptocurrency, tune in tomorrow at 1:30. And if you're interested in quantum computing, which I'll be talking about on, sorry, not Wednesday. So Wednesday is crypto and Thursday is quantum computing. But yes, good to get to know you, Laundred. You gotta see some interesting things in the stream today. But anyways, enjoy your day. Thanks for tuning in, man. But yes, guys, so we're gonna be watching this video, and I'm gonna show you as to how crazy it is and how much time and money is dedicated into retrieving data.
You'd never know it from the outside, but in there, through those doors, is one of the world's oldest and most advanced data recovery companies. Drive Savers headquarters here in Novato, California, features almost 100 employees, almost that many security certifications, and a $2 million ISO 5 clean room. And they sponsored us down here to have a close look at how it is they take this and turn it into this. So let's go inside.
Man, I really like Linus. He's a cool guy, man. He's a little quirky, but he knows his stuff. Would like to get on his level someday.
We're gonna kick things off in the museum. As long as our escort says that that's okay. Security is a huge deal at Drive Savers. Not just on the outside of the building, but also throughout it. So guests get these incredible badges that actually change color over time, eventually turning red, so that anyone who sees it will know to kick me out or call the cops. And everything in here is on a need-to-access basis, with biometric security on secure spots and annual background checks for all staff members. So these guys have recovered data from pretty much everything that you would normally think of. Hard drives, phones, laptops, SSDs, and from a lot of things that you probably wouldn't think of. Defibrillators, photocopy machines, and even a TiVo. So the museum here contains many of their biggest success stories, both in terms of the importance of the data that was recovered.
If you guys missed that just now, look at that laptop. It's what I want to prove to you, that you just selling your laptop after deleting it, after deleting the data and just emptying your recycle bin is not enough. They were able to retrieve the data from this laptop. This laptop looks like it's literally been run over and then set on fire. That is ridiculous. So guys, This is why I'm trying to stress it, how importance of you know, learning where your hard drives are located on your laptops or your desktops, and where your memory is or your RAM sticks are located as well, because they can store valuable information. And then knowing how to wipe those before actually taking the hard drive and RAM out and disposing of those in a correct fashion. Whether or not that be just slamming it with a sledgehammer until you cannot see any pieces left, burning it, whatever means. Trust me guys, you gotta do a lot, because these guys were able to recover a machine that would recover data from a hard drive that was both smashed, like if it was hit by a hit by a smashed like it was hit by a sledgehammer, and burnt as if like it was set on fire. So guys, those are the two things that we as human beings are inclined to try and do to get rid of like, you know, with computers and stuff. It's like, oh, if I just smash the hard drive, there's no way. Well, they found a way. But that is why we do the double method. We wipe the drive using software, and then we completely destroy the drive, and then we recycle the drive to a place that is known for making sure that your data is secure and safe. That is, so it's not just two things we're doing. We're doing three things here. We're showing you guys three things.
Of the data that was recovered, they once saved Twisted Sister's Christmas album and 12 episodes of The Simpsons, including the conclusion of the Who Shot Mr. Burns cliffhanger during a national contest to guess who did it, and in terms of the difficulty. So, run over by an 18-wheeler? Check. Lit on fire? Check.
See?
Buried in a mudslide? Check.
Wow.
Two. This one that you're looking at right now was actually pulled from a sunken cruise ship after sitting underwater for 2 days. It had the owner's memoirs successfully recovered from it. Now,
wow.
Let's talk about how they do it. Consultation and, in some cases, even diagnosis with an analysis of what data they expect to get back is free. So you send in your drive, where shipping sorts it into a colored bin according to the priority of the job and the cleanliness of the drive or device. And you might think to yourself, oh, come on, it's a hard drive. How dirty could it be? But they've actually had to obtain a Geiger counter to evaluate the radioactivity of drives coming out of nuclear disasters. And through some of their forensics work, they've even seen devices come through here that were found on murder victims. One phone apparently had the camera element gouged out before being placed back on the victim's body in an apparent attempt to get rid of the photos. So yeah, Drive Savers got that back. Good work, idiot.
First of all, why would the guy try and take the camera that's taking the picture out of the phone and then put it back? Like if he had like did the work to get rid of it, instead of just taking the phone entirely and then finding a better way to dispose of it. I'm just gonna point that out there. That's just interesting.
Prison's treating you well. From shipping, your bin travels to one of a few
But he got what he
places,
deserved.
and we'll go through
Facts.
those in a minute, but everything will eventually get the cloning treatment, and that starts here. Drive Savers keeps a huge inventory of spare, wiped donor drives, because you dramatically improve your chances of recovery if you're working with a bit-for-bit digital copy of your data set. It gives you the time to analyze more than just what files were there, and then dig into who accessed them, when, what did they do. These kinds of things can be particularly important in cases of corporate intellectual property protection, for example.
Yep.
Where there might have been some attempt to destroy data or cover up a data access. The folks in this room also do the initial analysis of RAID arrays using software.
Look at that. All right, guys, they're about to hit exactly what we were talking about. Using that software. Look at this. Look at this. That's a drive erase there. So they are wiping the drives. If, you know, that is a company that's retrieving them is also wiping drives, probably from, you know, drives that they're about to write to their data, like after they've gotten your data off of the whatever it was that got damaged and whatever, they're trying to make sure they're putting onto a completely wiped drive. That's possibly what they could be doing here. Or they could be trying to work backwards, which is even more insane to think that they can work backwards if they know what software you use to wipe the drive. That's why, guys, there's no 100% way to make sure that your data is secure unless you're keeping all of your hard drives until you die. That is probably the most secure way, and that no way anybody can access them. Putting it in a safe would be the best bet after burning them and beating them and putting them in the same bag and putting them in a safe. That is the safest way, guys. That's why I really want to emphasize this to you, is how important it is to know where to access your hard drives, where they are in your desktop, where they are in your laptop, and how ease of access you have to the software that can be used to completely, well, not completely, but almost 100% get rid of all the data that's on there. And by that I mean write over it, write over it, and write over it until they can't find whatever data was written underneath all those layers.
Also do the initial analysis of RAID arrays using software tools like the one you're looking at here to rebuild the array logically and determine which drives are probably working fine versus which ones will likely need physical repairs before making a cloning attempt. And they've got the hardware for everything from reconstructing a 4-drive home NAS array to this over here. This is a 45-drive JBOD that's on standby waiting for, I don't know, maybe another 96-drive server that got gallons of water dumped on it due to a sprinkler system malfunction. Because yeah, that was a thing that happened. But as you saw in the museum, a lot of the hard drives...
That is very funny, because, you know, I've like been into companies and stuff like that. There's server rooms and there's server racks and stuff like that. And a major feature of all these server racks, and I understand, you know, when it comes to, you know, fire hazards and stuff like that, they have to put these things in place. But yeah, most of the time there's sprinkler systems right above these server racks. So, you know, in the case of a fire alarm or something like that, that may be wrongfully triggered, even though most of the time sprinkler systems don't turn on unless there's an actual indication of a fire, being, you know, black smoke or something like that, or heat melting the stuff that goes over the sprinklers themselves. But, you know, that happens. Something happens, it triggers a fire that may be in the total opposite side of the building that's dealt with early on, but it's triggered the sprinkler system, and guess what? Your servers, hundreds, possibly tens of thousands of dollars in servers and data, irreplaceable, priceless data, could be gone. And that's what Linus is talking about. And they were able to retrieve it, even though it had that consistent water damage. Guys, they talked about retrieving data from a laptop that was submerged in a cruise ship for 2 days. That is not just normal water, that is salt water that corrodes everything. That literally just deteriorates everything, and they were still able to get all of the data. That is what really blew my mind, that what Linus said, that they were able to get all of his memoirs, all the owner's memoirs off of there, even though it sat in salt water for 2 days. And I just know that salt in general rusts everything. In Barbados, my grandmother, she owns a beach house, and if anything is made of metal that is just out on the shore, from the salt spray that comes off the ocean, just rusts it, deteriorates it. But yet these guys were able to recover that. That's what I'm trying to show you guys. I'm just constantly going to keep reiterating it into you, how easy, well, not how easy, but how, actually, really how easy it is to get some of this data off. Someone could possibly impersonate you, get a hold of your hard drive and send it to drive savers, and impersonate you and say that this was your hard drive, their hard drive that they would like to get the data off of. I'm pretty sure that drive savers must have some methods in place, but who's to say they don't go to a less reputable company that does it for a lot cheaper, that gets some stuff. May not get everything that drive saver can, but can get some stuff off. And there you go. They got some of your data. Guys, you got to make sure to write over, format your disks using that software. Open your laptop, get your hard drive out, get your RAM out. Just make sure that you're disposing of them in the correct fashion.
That come through here need a lot more than a little bit of software reconfiguring. So, welcome to the clean room. Or, strictly speaking, this is the inventory room, and the clean room is on the other side of the glass. But this stuff's cool too. In here, they've got basically every hard drive you could imagine. They've got 2.5-inch. They've got 3.5-inch. They've got the latest helium-sealed drives, and all the way from the latest to look at these clunkers. I mean, look at this. This is called a mini scribe. I guess, you know, relative to this guy, it is pretty mini. But basically, the point is, whatever the text on the other side of the glass inside that ISO 5 clean room, so that is less than 100,000 0.1 micron particles per cubic meter, 10,000 times cleaner than a normal room. Whatever they need, they put a request onto this little cart. It comes out here, we load it up, we fire it back in there, and whether it's a brand new drive or an ancient one, they start the process of rebuilding one working drive from the donor and the recipient. Now, they did put away some of the proprietary...
If you guys didn't hear what he was saying just now, he pretty much said that they take, if a drive is so badly damaged that they can't possibly get the data from using just software means, like, you know, the same not the same software, but similar to software that we just saw, we went through, that can erase, or by erase, I mean write over your data constantly. They have software that does it in a backward fashion and is able to get the data off of it and pull as much information off of it as possible, but they're now in a point where they can't do that. So what do? They reconstruct the drive, literally piece by piece. They're going to reconstruct the drive that you had, the hard drive that you had, sector by sector. Remember, guys, we talked about what is a sector. They're going to reconstruct not only the overall drive, this entire, where's the drive that I have here? Not only reconstruct this entire drive here, but this disk that is inside of the drive, they're going to reconstruct piece by piece to pull data off of it. Sorry, to be able to then get, well, yeah, then they'll be able to have a drive that has the data it needs. It's going to piece by piece, using whether or not it's using the same software they have to use to get each piece of data from each sector, from each track, and then just continuously do that process until they have a more solid picture of the overall drive and their overall data, and then they deem it that that's the most they can get off of it, or if that was all they can get off of it, or if they weren't able to get off anything entirely. But in this case, this company is very much known for being able to get every single thing off of it. So definitely something to consider. Once again, be careful with your stuff, guys. Make sure you take the necessary steps in order to completely delete or erase, because I have to put in quotation mark, guys, because you're never truly erasing. It's almost like the internet. Anything you put up there will be there, and your hard drive can be in a very similar fashion if it is not either completely just written or just stored away somewhere that no one can ever get a hold of besides yourself.
Equipment that they use. For example, they found a way to work on helium sealed drives, which won't function at all in regular air that's 7 times more dense. And so they wouldn't show us, like, I don't know, how they either reseal them or put them in a helium chamber or something, but this place is still incredible. So thanks to the 34 filtered fans, air is circulated in here so quickly that it's not only clean, but they can actually do soldering work anywhere in this room without disrupting anyone else's sensitive recovery operation. Incredible. And an operation it is. They actually agreed to let us do an actuator swap, so stay tuned for that video because I'm super stoked for you guys to see it. Anyway, for now, let's continue our journey. So then, with the drive physically working, I mean, it's copying data, they can just send it back to you, right? Wrong. So this guy right here is working, but it is not reliable. Drive savers wouldn't be able to keep their warranty-approved service status with every major hard drive vendor for very long if they pulled that kind of a stunt. So the next step then is logical recovery, where maybe not all, but some of the data should be recoverable even in cases of severe physical damage like we saw downstairs in the museum. And we're going to head over there. But first, we need to make a quick stopover in Flash Memory Town. Now, hard drive recovery is complicated. Flash memory? Oh, well, that's a whole other ball game, son. So what you're looking at here
guys,
is raw ones and zeros off a flash chip.
I'm just gonna pause this. Is nobody interested in telling me that I took a sip of water earlier and put my mic like this so that you guys couldn't hear me gulping. I didn't put it back down, so I was just there talking. I hope that you were still able to hear that stuff I was saying. I was just saying that these guys are able to pretty much recover data from any kind of hard drive. Now, I did talk about people potentially impersonating you, getting a hold of your drive. This is stuff, you know, if this is your personal computer, You may be a little bit less inclined, depending on what work you do or what stuff you keep on your personal computer. You may be a little bit less inclined to, you know, get rid of the data that you're, you just keep the old. I'll just keep my old laptops until I have to get rid of them that day, and I'll deal with it then, because you're not worried. Even though that could potentially be dangerous, because what if God forbid someone was to break into your home and steal those old laptops? They have all your data. It's not something you want, but to each his own. However, that may be the case, but if you're in an organization and this is your name is held accountable, your reputation, if you're the owner of an organization and you're handling other people's machines, just like how what he just brought up, they have to do it a certain fashion, because they have to keep that 5-star rating with these manufacturers, these hard drive manufacturers, because they can't be seen as doing half of the work, and you don't want to affect your reputation in a similar fashion, that you're just not disposing of people's information correctly, and you give away, I don't know, you repurpose machines. Someone gives you a computer to wipe and send to somebody else, but you don't do the right job, and boom, look at that. Someone gets information belonging to someone, and your entire company's reputation is lost. Or you're just a worker on a company, and their company is very particular about their information. It happens to anyone. You get into a car accident or something like that, God forbid, and your laptop is in there. Someone during the craziness, someone gets a hold of your laptop, someone steals it, someone gets it from your home, something like that, and data that could be accessed, whether or not it's on a cloud, if it's locally on the machine, which is even more dangerous, and I don't recommend for companies to do that. If I was you and you're in a company that's keeping all their stuff locally, you should really talk to them about moving over to cloud-based storage, because it is safer in the sense that it may, you may think of it, oh, that means that everybody can get access to it. No, it depends on what company you're using what software or what organization that is hosting that cloud-based service is. If you're using something as reputable as Apple, their iCloud, using something as reputable as Microsoft OneDrive, or Google's Google Drive, those are companies that you can feel secure in knowing that your data is on the cloud and is not going to be accessed by anybody else. And in situations like these, it will be deleted, and it's not going to be able for someone to get a hold of it. Someone can't steal your cloud drive, but they can steal a laptop that one of your employees has been downloading stuff locally onto the machine, even though maybe he was not supposed to, or she was not supposed to, still does it, and then end result, they end up someone gets a hold of that laptop, and your entire company could be at risk. Your reputation could be at risk, guys. So these are why you really gotta be a very gotta have a deeper understanding to deleting stuff, and what it really means to delete something when it comes to hard drives. There is really no delete button. There may be a right click and delete that you see, but that really doesn't exist, because you're not deleting anything. You are just taking that data, that space, that storage block, if you rather, and leaving it open for something to then, you're deleting as much as you can from it, but the core data is still there, it's still retrievable, and then it stays there until something new comes in that can be rewritten over that. And that is that is as simple as what it's doing. It's not really deleting it, and even when it's rewritten over, it can still be retraced, it can still be worked back, and they can still get it. These guys, DriveSafe, are giving you that example and showing you how easy it is for them to do it. It may not be easier for smaller people to do it, but that doesn't matter. You shouldn't take that risk, and that is why any laptop that you're disposing of, any desktop that you're disposing of, Google the name of the manufacturer, the model, and where to find the hard drive and RAM sticks from the computer in question, and take them out after you have gone through the process of using one of the softwares we just recommended, whether or not it is PC Eraser, Kill Disk, anything like that. Just type in software to completely wipe your hard drive. Free software. I recommend using just basic eraser that just you can get from CNET, download.cnet.com. Download that, run it, wipe your hard drive after you're doing it, take your hard drives out, store them in a safe, destroy them, and then store them in a safe. Do whatever you need to do. But guys, understand that there is really no such thing as deleting. Think of local drives being like the internet. Once it's up there, it's up there. Everything is permanent in this day and age. It can be retrieved. So I just really want to stress that to you guys. It's really important for you to understand that there really is no delete button. There really is no back button. Well, there's a back button, but there is no delete button. The back button exists in computers, not in life, not in real life at least.
Kind of like a QR code. Except
But yeah,
that
we're going to
there-
finish up this video, and then we're probably going to end the stream. We did run over a little bit of time today, but it was because of complications in the beginning of the stream that we had to turn off the stream and then come back. So I think we just got disconnected. Sorry guys if you got dropped off the stream. I think we had a little internet blip just now, but it looks like it's all up. Let me double check, make sure. But as I was saying, if you guys can hear me, we are going to be, I'm just going to finish up this video for the remainder of the stream. And then, yep, I'm going to finish up this video for the remainder of the stream, do a couple quick talking points, and then tomorrow, guys, tune in if you want to learn more about cryptocurrency. I may have someone that we can interview in, I'm not sure. Either way, I'm going to be teaching you guys a few things about crypto. So tune in tomorrow, 1:30 to 4 for sure.
No app for your phone to read it, and making matters even more difficult, this middle spare area part right here. Well, that contains information about where the block numbers are, where your ECC belongs, etc. Really good stuff. Except, oh wait, that gets intentionally scrambled in many cases as a security measure. So figuring out which bytes are bad and getting the whole thing to turn green takes a lot of knowledge, and then to do it quickly takes years of experience. And even getting it to that point isn't trivial in many cases. Flash memory chips require proprietary, not to mention expensive readers, and they come from devices that don't always want to give them up easily, including everything from standard Apple or M.2 SSDs in computers to camcorders, MP3 players, like what year is it, I know, right? And even bare flash chips that are soldered onto the motherboard,
wow,
like in some of the latest MacBooks. Thank you, Apple. And the craziest
I know
part is
Linus had to
coming
give me
back
that.
to
He
device
had to do
security
it.
again, on a device with a security module, like an iPhone, for example. So you can see in this footage, they're taking apart an iPhone 10 for us that might later be used as a known good for a customer recovery attempt. You could actually need at least 4 components to even hope to pull data off of it. The NAND flash itself,
wow,
which needs to be desoldered from the board, and the baseband IC, the controller, which you can actually see from this disassembled A8 chip, actually sits under the RAM with contacts on the top and bottom, and the ROM. So 4 parts, which means that if you were to hope to pull data from a badly damaged one of these, you would need to desolder, clean, reball, and resolder all of these 4 components successfully to a donor phone.
Now, there are, you know, some downsides to that. I agree. Yeah, downsides for retrieving your data in case it's wrongfully lost. But I do want to point out then that's kind of a good move on Apple's side that they've made it so difficult to recover. That if these people have to use 4 different machines in order to actually get the data off of it, guys, that does mean that, you know, Apple may have a little bit up in that, you know, that area may be onto something in how they're actually constructing them to make them harder for people to retrieve data from them. Now, once again, guys, iCloud comes with, you know what comes with, but you got a minimum, I think, of 1 gig of iCloud space, and you can upgrade that. And, you know, I think that's kind of where Apple is trying to push it. They want everybody to have their information on the cloud because that goes into cloud computing. I will get into that probably tomorrow a little bit with crypto because it does come up in some of the conversations. But yeah, they're onto something in a sense that they want to make it hard for you guys for people to be able to retrieve data, because technically if it's lost, it should stay lost. The data should stay lost. Their customers shouldn't be worried about someone getting a hold of their information.
And did I mention, by the way, that even the couple generations old A8 processor already had 1,100 contact points. So they apparently haven't attempted an operation like this with the 10 yet, but they think that it might be possible.
But that's kind of
Finally,
reassuring
we're
to me.
in logical land. Now, stuff without any physical damage to the hard drive itself may end up coming straight here. Like, let's say, for example, you plugged the wrong power supply into your external drive enclosure like this, and it released all of its magic blue smoke. Pella. He actually sent this drive to Drive Savers 4 years ago, but ended up opting not to go forward with the recovery service. So as you can see from what we pulled off of this drive, it's clear that for some people, it's not necessarily going to make sense necessarily to pay for data recovery if all you've got that's not backed up somewhere is clips from a Cheech and Chong live concert. With that said, even around here at
That's
Drive
interesting.
Savers, where their
I like-
bread and butter
oh, that's where he said
is
that.
failed or
Highly.
corrupted
Oh, wow.
devices,
That's funny.
they still absolutely preach the principles of data backup. Because the cold hard truth is, even if you are an extremely skilled data recovery engineer, there are still things that can take out your storage permanently. So I think a perfect example of that is our host today, Mike, ended up losing pretty much all of his data in the Santa Rosa fires. So even though he's an executive here at Drive Savers, there was nothing he would have been able to do about that if he hadn't had off-site backup.
You know, that is incredible and interesting that we would watch this today, due to the fires that are happening right now in California. You know, just want to, you know, take a moment, you know, pray for all the lives that were lost so far, and then you know, congratulate all the people that are working so hard to, you know, minimize that and keep things under wraps there. You know, just hoping that they get that whole thing resolved and they're able to get that fire out as soon as possible before it's able to do much more damage. But look at that, guys. That is, in that case, fire may be the way to make sure that your data is completely secure, guys. So, you know, got to take a silver lining from everything, and maybe that's the way to completely make sure that your data is secure. Burn your hard drives after you're able to run your software first. Don't forget that, guys. I'm going to emphasize this over and over. Run Eraser software. It's cheap. It's easy to. Sorry, not cheap. It's completely free to download, and it's easy to get guides as to how to use it. So please go ahead and do that. And possibly follow with burning your stuff. I don't blame you, but I would also still keep the burnt remains or bury them in a hole somewhere. I don't know. I'm a little bit anal about that stuff, about my data now, especially since I know all this stuff, and I hope that you guys are a little bit more too. But anyways, I think I'm going to wrap up the stream there today. Tomorrow we will be talking about cryptocurrency. If you guys aren't familiar with cryptocurrency, well, we're about to get you familiar with that tomorrow. We're going to talk about what is cryptocurrency, how is it, you know, how is it being used, how is it being abused. Should you get involved in it? Can it benefit you or your organization? And we'll be talking about that tomorrow. We may have a guest speaker. I'm not 100% sure. I haven't confirmed with him as yet in regards to that, but I will be able to let you guys know as soon as we start the stream tomorrow at 1:30. But please tune in at 1:30 tomorrow until 4 o'clock. We will make sure that it's worth it, and you guys will learn something about crypto, and hopefully I will as well. But anyways, thank you guys, and as always, peace.